Welcome back to this Deathhead Dice Warmachine Hordes battle report with Cryx versus Trollbloods. We're on to Trollbloods turn 2. I start off by leeching all the fury from the two light war beasts and the bomber, Dire Troll bomber. Gonna start by moving up the Axer. And then move up the Janissa. And then put that wall down. I think I moved up the warriors as well. I just didn't capture that for some reason. Now the bomber is going to move to the side, so he's got line of sight. Now I missed on this. I managed to miss the Animus from the Impaler, which gave him the additional 4 inches. So I'm targeting the Riflemen. I don't quite make them, but because it's an area effect, I can roll for scatter there, and actually scatter almost exactly where I need it to go. So I moved that 14 or 15 blast, 14 or 15, I believe it's 15, so roll here. So first one's taken out, second one's taken out, third one survives, fourth one is taken out, fifth one is taken out, and the last one is survived. So they do a command check and they're good to go. Next I move up the stone bearers and the stone scribes. Make sure that they are activated for another turn. Pay the fury for that, and then move up the Fellcaller and then Madrak as well. Now Madrak is going to cast Surefoot on the actual stone bearer, so that gives them +2 defense and they can't be knocked down. So I pay the fury for that, and then put the other fury back into the stone bearer. So Cryx turn 2. So Ben starts off by allocating a point of focus to each of the Deathrippers. Moves up the Scrap Thrall up into, charges the Scrap Thrall into the Kriel Warriors. Misses though. And now he moves up the one Deathripper up. And then moves up the Gorman to Wulfe, and he's going to fire. He's targeting the Stone Scribe Elder with the acid, which is not quite within range, but he's doing the same thing I did, where basically you know it's short, but you still wind up scattering. Now this one we scattered and caught 2 of the Kriel Warriors. We're trying to reach it for the ruler there, so it only winds up catching 2 of the Kriel Warriors. So the first one it hits, and I do manage to make my tough roll, and the second one it hits as well. And I make a second tough roll, so I gotta say I love the tough roll. So now Deneghra is going to fire Venom through the the Deathripper, and it's an 8-inch blast, so it catches a number of guys here. So first Kriel Warrior, it winds up hitting, but failing to do any damage, but he does get a corrosion. We'll mark that in a moment. Next one it misses, so this is catching up with the one corrosion marker. Next one it misses. And now it's on to the Stone Scribe, and managed to miss that one. And then the second Stone Scribe, it hits, but fails to do any damage, but there is another corrosion marker there, so we do some corrosion checks. And then on to Madrak, he winds up missing as well. So now Deneghra's going to do the exact same thing again. He's going to use the Venom spell through the Arc Node, and this time it's going to hit the Standard Bearer, go for the Standard Bearer first, and it does hit, but fails to wound. And so, but there's a corrosion marker. I ran out of corrosion, so I had to start using flames. Then Janissa gets hit, but again fails to damage. But she has got corrosion. Now the Stone Scribe Elder gets hit, and a solid hit on him, and he managed to knock out all the boxes. I'm going to take the tough roll here, and this is the one I really want to survive, and of course it doesn't. So the Stone Scribe Elder is gone, so he would have been able to remove all those continuous effects. And lastly, the last Stone Scribe gets missed. So next, Deneghra is going to fire or use the Influence spell, which will force the Stone Scribe or the Bearer to attack someone, but she fails that roll. Now he's moving up the other Deathripper, sorry, or Bone Ripper, Deathripper. There we go. I was right the first time. So he moved over the command of the Steelhead and fires with one that can fire, who hits. But I managed to make my tough roll online, so he does wound, but I meant the tough roll. Now he's moving up the Halberdiers, And now the Cavalry, and we'll see he manages to shoot with his blunderbuss at the first warrior. He hits it, but then actually misses. The second one moves up, fires at the other Kriel warrior, manages to hit and wound, and I fail my tough roll. That's a real good fail. It's a 1, so take out that warrior, and then the last one. We let him cut over the terrain because we considered the path passable terrain. So he's going to do the same thing, fire at the Kriel warrior. Now it misses, and it scatters, and it hits the other Kriel warrior, and we roll a 10. I'm not sure what happened here. For some reason, I thought he should have been gone, but he's still there, unless I made the tough roll. Now Stannis Brocker runs up into or charges up. He's using his backswing, which means he gets 2 hits. So his first attack against the Kriel warrior, solid hit, fail the tough roll, so that Kriel warrior is gone, or Kriel warrior. And then we randomize, or he has a second hit, which winds up going against the Scribe throw, which he wants to blow up. So it blows up a strength 8 AP or strength 8 blast, does 1 damage against Brocker, but fails to wound the Kriel warrior. Now he's moving up the Slayer and the Necrotech, and that brings us to the end of turn 2. As you can see, I'm still kind of bricky, but I'm finding that I'm sort of giving myself, because the way he's spreading himself around, I'm giving himself a fair amount of targeting despite my wall there. So, and we'll take another quick look at the table from the other side. And click on the link to see part 3. As always, if you have any suggestions, rule corrections, etc., put them in the comment section below. I think one of the suggestions should be I should turn off my phone when I'm doing the recording. And if you like the video in this, of the series, please click on subscribe and like. That way we know people want to see more. And if you're want to follow us on Twitter, go ahead, and we'll see everyone in part 3 once we click on that link. You can click on it now, or now. How about now? Now.